Howdy y'all. As you can see behind me, it is spring here in the Midwest, and that means trees and plants and everything are starting to get more of our attention. So I want to talk a bit about trees. Now, if you just picture for a minute the kind of standard quintessential tree that we draw right in like elementary school, kindergarten, you've got the brown trunk and then the green foliage. It's usually a deciduous tree, but even if we draw a pine tree, it's kind of the same thing, just different shape of the branches and the leaves. But what's interesting about that to me is the color of the bark. That turns out tree bark isn't actually brown, at least nothing that I've really come across. I'll show you some in our yard here. We've got this bark is gray on a pine tree, but maybe that's just because it's a young pine tree. We'll look at a few other ones out here. We've got a more mature willow tree with peeling bark, and you can see still gray. We've got next to it a pear tree with kind of a greenish bark, actually. Might be hard to see in the lighting, but more of a green, kind of some lichen or something on that one. Over here we've got a Norway maple tree. Show you the side in the sun. Clearly gray bark. And one more over here on the other side is a crabapple tree, which again has gray bark. So even though we always think of trees as being green on top and brown trunk and bark on the main part there, I find that it's usually some kind of gray color, maybe a green hue, where you might find a little bit of brownish color in there, but generally I would say the color is gray more than brown. My guess is it's probably because of wood. Tends to be brown. We can see on the deck we've got some furniture and beams made of wood without the bark, and that's brown, so maybe that's why people think of tree trunks as being brown. But isn't that interesting?